Hey guys, how you doing? It's G the Mad Scientist. Hey, I just wanted to share with you guys a recent new purchase that I added to my hangar. So since the last two videos that I did were about the Blade 330S, which is a fantastic helicopter. I love it. I can't wait to grow into it. I'm not ready for the 3D stuff yet on that size of helicopter because I still need to fine tune a lot of my basic core fundamentals as far as orientation with flying that type of helicopter or any helicopter for that matter. So now let's get to the point. So the reason why I'm making this video is because we got something a little smaller. Sorry about the glare. There we go. This is just released. It's the Blade Infusion 120. If you look with the direct drive motor. So that means, unlike my T30S, where I stripped out the main gear, there is no main gear to strip out. So this is going to be kind of an unboxing and review over the product and what to expect and what's needed for this particular model. So I'm going to pause it, turn the camera around, put it on my trusty mounted, where is it? It's over there, and then continue on the video, all right? All right, guys, continuing on with the video. Here we go. I already cut up into the tape. And you got all this fun stuff in the back. Really good information. And here we go. Let's get it open. So this is how it comes, pretty much. So you got it in this plastic divided case here. The helicopter itself. And then another plastic part where it sits in. And then underneath, you're going to have your manual and other parts. So let's put this back in. All right, guys, so here, we're gonna look at the manual really quick. You got some stuff in there. Besides the manual, I get some tools and some wire adapters of some sort. So I'm gonna, got one Allen key here. You got what looks like to appear to be a bind plug, a small Phillips screwdriver, and I believe there's gonna be some kind of adapter for if you have that, I forgot the name of the cable, the programming cable, possibly. I have to look into that to be sure, so do not take what I just said as concrete fact. I'm just kind of in a way assuming, but that's all that's in here. Then you got the manual itself. So now, I'm going to be honest and transparent, just like this right here. I barely cracked the spine of this manual. What I did was I did come across a video. I'm going to see if I can find the link and post it in the description down below on how to set up the helicopter. So I'm going to get rid of this stuff out of the way and get to the meat and potatoes of this whole video. Okay, so along with the purchase of this helicopter, what else is needed for obvious reasons to power it up is going to be this battery right here, this size battery. Now, this battery compartment is specifically built to that battery size. Now, you might be able to find other brands, hopefully it's a similar size, but I bought me 3 just in case, and I had 2 more that I thought would fit, but it didn't. So here's the 3 that I bought. Of course, they're all Spectrum because proprietary reasons. So that's the 3 that I bought. And as you can see, they go in there. So I started thinking to myself, when I was at the hobby shop, what batteries that I saw that's this size that I've had before in my fleet. And it turned out to be my UMX P47, the olive drab one. And these were the batteries that I got with it. Now, at first glance, same length and everything like that, but the thickness of that battery is pretty noticeable, pretty thick. So you probably could get it in, and I've tried it already, but this is the size you want to go with. But another reason why I thought about using these batteries is because they have the same plug, which is the PH style. That's that number there, serial number there, if you want to pause it and, I guess, expand the picture and look at it. But both these connectors are the same. So This is the battery brand. Oh my God. That just recently, no, not recently, but been gone for a while, but it'll come to me later. But anyway, this is what I was using in my P47. I was like, oh, wait, cool. But unfortunately, what I did realize is when I brought these batteries out, I was like, wait a minute, I've never used this plug other than plug into the airplane. So how will I charge this? And I went, brought out my Octopus, didn't find anything. I looked at adapters that I might have had, extra stuff. Nothing, 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 because I never used this one. Only for the airplane, but not for charging, because there's a charging, JST charging cable here, head, and a balance lead. So I was like, man. And I thought for some reason, like the cables that came inside there, the leads that came in there, might be act as an adapter of some sort. I was wrong, of course. And then I realized, after I called the hobby shop, I said, hey, do you have the adapter? There's some kind of adapter for this? And sure enough, there was. And I had to go back to the hobby store later on that evening and pick up this adapter. So this is what's needed. Make sure you don't make the mistake that I did. So here you go. This is the receptacle part. Technically, it's a male because the pins are inside. So even though the receives, these are females. So it goes in like such. And then this gets plugged in into whatever you're using to charge. And here's the balance lead. So let me bring my charger over here so I can show you guys how that works. All right, guys, I had this in the background and the whole time it was staring me in the face. But these two batteries of the same company, Venom batteries. So these are the ones with the 3 leads. So here you go. You have your adapter. So you cannot check this battery with a battery checker of any sort. So you plug it into something like this, which is can't remember right now. It's an EC3 connector, which you know is very compatible with the Spectrum stuff. And then you take your balance lead, you plug it into your 2-cell balance lead connector there, and you take the battery itself and you plug it in. So it's kind of a, a little bit of a spaghetti mess, but we do what we do, with the hobby that we love, and we make it work. So then now, of course, I got it set to 1 amp. You probably should go a little lower, but that's just to get a faster time, maybe like 0.5. And then, of course, don't forget to set it to 7.4, 2S, because that's what battery is 2S. So now, press start. So the only way you're going to see the cell count, if you hit that again, and you got 419, 420. So, I had to charge. I'm just getting ready to fly for a little bit in the house. That's the main reason why I bought it, for in the house. So on the days where it's too windy, and I want to, push the limit a little bit, and with my orientation practice and training, I don't have to worry about getting sideswiped by a unforeseen breeze, and then it's going to push me off and freak me out because I'm in an orientation that I'm not comfortable with. So let's get this disconnected. So it's very, very crucial that you get this cable if you don't already have an adapter when you're receiving stuff. You're charging stuff to connect this. This was about 12, 13, 14 bucks when I bought at the mom and pop shop. Shout out to Brian there, the owner of Hangar 18 in Cary, North Carolina. He's a great shop, awesome guy, friendly people, friendly staff, very knowledgeable, and just good folks to be around with when you get on the time to kill. So here we go. I'm gonna plug this up, and if you want to set up video, like I said, I'm gonna put the link in. But the person who was setting up their transmitter, he had an he had an NX20. I have an iX14. So of course I had to pause it several times to look at what I had, because the display and the menus, they kind of seem a little bit different. But if you're aware of what you're doing, you'll catch on really quick, and then you'll start to correlate all the information and pass from what he's showing you to what you have on your screen. So let that power up. Let's give it a minute here. All right, guys, before we do the power up of this beautiful heli here, I just want to point out some key stuff and features. It looks awesome. I like the red, white, and blue colors. Me being a veteran, You know, it kind of hits home for me. Infusion 120. So here you go. And you can see right here the linear servos, the direct drive motor. As you can see, the shaft, the center here goes straight up. You got some plastic parts, but you also have some aluminum parts, very small, very fine screws. And I like the fact that you have this here, all aluminum. And it seems to be, it's going to be a pretty rigid helicopter. Now, I do hope in the future they come out with some aluminum, more parts for the grips on the blade and stuff like that. And maybe some other things. And then this feels very, very stout, very sturdy and strong. That's my transmitter back there in the background. So this is not a direct drive, of course. It's a motor back here. It's fixed. The pitch is fixed on this motor, but it's so small and powerful. Look at that. That's my thumb. Maybe your thumb might be bigger than mine if you got bear paws or something, but I would imagine it might be a little loud. But look at the skids. You can see all the wiring here, the leads from the motor, linear servos all around. And let's get the cover off. Take a quick look. It's a soft cover, very, very squishy, so I would be careful. Maybe get 1 or 2 spares on hand or whatever, whatnot. It's got a piece of Velcro here, I guess, maybe to help hold it together. I don't know, because there's no Velcro here at the bottom that I noticed. But so you got the lead here, the PH male lead, this big piece of paper, and you have your antenna. And I think this might be the port here for the bind plug. But there's 2 ways to bind this, either with the plug or some different way they came up with, which I saw in the video, and possibly here as well. So look at this wash plate. This wash plate's plastic, so maybe they'll come out with something aluminum later on. But everything's so small, miniaturized. So you got the connection point here from the 3 wires, the 3 leads that's coming from the motor. Another linear servo. I like how everything's positioned where it seems like it'll be easy to swap out if you ever have an accident and you strip out the servo or whatever, whatnot. Let me see. Make sure this is in there good. All right, so that looks like it's holding in really well. I was kind of worried about how this is fitted and stuff like that. You also, want to check and make sure everything's nice and tight. Oh, look at that. I just popped that motor out. Yep, I'm popping it out. So see, the gear of that motor there, it's not touching. So when I push it back down, there you go. Now it connects. You might want to maybe throw a little bead of hot glue there or something to lock that in. But the circuit board looks like it comes out. Everything seems to be like attached to somehow, but the part that sees the battery and the landing gear is all one. And then you got this brace here, support brace, which kind of all this in a sense protects the circuit board. The same thing with back here. All right, so I would say let's reposition this. So when you put the battery in, you're not pushing, this is the antenna. So let's get a battery in. Now, bind plug is one way to bind it, and then the other way is you plug the battery in, you put it upside down. You can have a red light that's flashing intermittently, and then you gotta wait like 15 seconds while this is upside down, and then you get a fast flashing orange light. Once that happens, then you could turn it over and the bind is, and then you turn on your transmitter holding the bind button, or you could do it this way and bind it, and then it'll complete the process. So I already did that. It's already bound. Let me see. So with this over here, this is kind of, if you plug it in like this, you see how all that sticks out, that lead? And when I was putting it on, it's bad enough you got this paper here, this tag, kind of getting in the way, but this kind of pushes inside the canopy. So what I do is I snake it through here, so it kind of shortens up the lead, and it's not so annoying. Then I bring it back around, then I plug it in. There you go. Let it sit, let it do its thing. There you go. So now we get the canopy on. You can hear the jar already set up. Gyro's doing his job. So yeah, that's so much easier and quicker to get this canopy on with that lead snaked around the support. So, see that? So now the tail's not going to do anything because it doesn't feel the torque. The gyro doesn't feel the torque, so it's not going to spin up or anything like that. So it's already on hold. Throttle cut is off. As you can see, so you get your pitch. Pretty cool. And then you're going to have your left, right, back, forward. All right, let's get her on the ground here. Give her a little hovers. Get a little hovers there. So I'm going to take off in normal mode. I'm in the house, so I'm going to play it safe.
Normal. Timer start.
There you go. There we go. Wow, look at that smooth takeoff. Oh, that's solid, man. That is so solid. Look at that. Oh, get away from the plants and the chandelier. And even though you hear that motor here in the rear, it's not too loud. I would imagine it'll get really whiny when you get to 3D. But let's land this. Throttle cut. Throttle cut is on. See the head? Wow, that's amazing how solid that is. Very, very stable. Kind of reminds me of my 330S, but a lot smaller, of course. So I can't wait to take it outside with this no wind, or very little wind, where I can, because I don't dare throw it into idle up 1, let alone 2, inside the house, because I have no way of predicting what would be the reaction of it, because sometimes it could get aggressive from normal to idle up, and it just kind of bumps up on you really quick. So you have to be quick on the collective pitch, which is also your throttle. Throttle when it's in normal, but it becomes collective pitch when you go into idle up 1 or 2. So let me see. Okay, I gotta do some voice commands there. But yeah, there's no how you say, bind and fly already in the radio, of course, because it's new. So I went and found a picture online, downloaded it, and put it on my profile. And I'm gonna unplug the helicopter, and let's look at really quick what I got set up. So, look at that. As steady as it was, 0-0 all around. So I got a standard 5-minute flight, and we're gonna look at let me see, model adjust, dual rates and expo. So for ailerons, I got it on, and for I guess normal mode, 75 on the rates, 25% on the expo, and that's on my channel C. And then you got for mid rates, 85% or 25%, and then 100%, 25%, and that's going to be for the ailerons. Now for let me see, elevator. Oh no, I want to rudder, but let's do elevator. Keep it in order. So elevator, I got on my switch D here. So I got 75, of course, 85, and everything's still 25% in expo, and 100. I try to keep everything all the same, so it's not too much of a variance. And yeah, I could probably throw all this on one switch, like the flight mode switch, and leave it like that. But sometimes, I gotta figure it out and learn, see what I like best. Do I want the rudder or the rear motor to be more aggressive or not? And I can chop that down and break it up if I want to. So I may like the ailerons and the elevator on medium rates, and then I can like the rudder on high rates or low rates, whatever tickles my fancy. So let me see, rudder, just like everything else, like I said, 75, 85, 100. Boom. So that's that there. And then let's go back out of here. Got my throttle cut on H. And then throttle curve. Let me see. So this is what it looks like. So
Normal.
it won't work if of course it's unplugged, but
Hold.
if it's on hold, it's not going to work out too well.
Normal.
So I got everything set at 0%, 0.1, 0.2, 34, 0.3, 48, 0.455, and 0.565. Then when I go into idle up
Timer
1,
start.
I got a different graph here, right? It's not so linear because now you're in a collective pitch. So you got 75 in the first point, 67 in the second, third, number 3, 65, back to 67. So 65 is the midpoint, and then 75. And then for idle up 2, or stunt 2, 85, 77, 75 midpoint, 77 back, and 85.
Timer stop.
All right. And then as far as, let me see, mixing. Of course, you got this is one mix that I have set up here. So I have the I switch, the I button up here on top, and then connect it with the gear. And then when you press on the I switch, so this is going to be your oh crap button. So your recovery, quick recovery. So when I press it, that's on. See how it goes? And again, if you look up here, 125, and then 100%. And I think this needs to be 100%. Probably forgot to do that. So let's bring this up. 100%. One more. Boom, boom. That's what I remember from the video. So boom, 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 boom. If I didn't do that, I probably wouldn't have no recovery. Oh crap switch. So that's one mix. Then you have to go to your cyclic and throttle. And this is what's recommended from the video. It's 18 all around, except for the rudder and throttle. And then you want these two highlighted. That's my dog, sorry about that. And the switch you want on with this stuff is the flight mode switch. So let's back out. Any other? Nope, there's no other mixes. So swash plate is should be normal. Nothing here. The switch is inhibited because I don't need to do anything with that. And we're going to back on out. And that's it with that. Let me see, throttle curve, forward programming. I really didn't use any forward programming on this at all. I did everything pretty much the long way. I don't know how to go about using the forward programming. Maybe I can figure it out another time. So then model setup. You want your so your swash plate's going to stay normal. Your frame rate, you're going to change this. No, you're not going to change that at all. It's going to be automatic. And then standard is going to come defaulted by this. Default 22 milliseconds. But because of the servos, linear servos, you're going to go with hybrid. And then, of course, if you have a DX18 still, you're going to turn that on. So you get an important message here. When 11 milliseconds is selected, digital servos must be used. So let me see. I'm going to pause the video. Okay, so now for channel assign, you want your gear and on flight mode. That's pretty much it. You don't do anything on a port assignment for the receiver. Nothing at all. And then I'm trying to see if there's anything else. I didn't touch the trim. You can set up your audio vents if you want to. Nothing else was done. Yeah, nothing else was done. That's pretty much it. And
Timer reset.
all right, guys. So you tell me what you think. Oh, let's try this experiment here. Now I'm gonna bet, even though this goes in just a little bit because it's so much bigger, and I'm gonna be able to fly this probably, but not in see, you don't want to force it because you don't want to break anything. But I'm not gonna try flying it out of whatchamacallit, stunt mode 1 or 2. But in normal, I'm willing to bet that the safe feature and the gyro is going to keep it stable, even though the weight is shifted forward because the battery is normally sitting in here. So let's test the theory on that. Now that battery is the same milliamp size, it's 300 and 30C rating. And let me see. Okay, hold.
Normal.
All right, hold on a second. All right, here we go.
Timer start.
Let's spool up. Yep, just like I thought. Up, 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 up.
Timer stop. Timer start.
Had a little plop strike there on the ground. There we go. Oh my God, there goes my dog again. So yeah, safe is keeping it.
Timer stop.
But if you get too aggressive with the movement, you're kind of fighting against the gyro. So you got to really keep it calm. So, but that's all user preference, I guess. And I would strongly recommend playing it safe. And maybe use a battery that size if it don't fit in there to, like, for other reasons, for checking out the programming, or maybe if you, God forbid, have an accident, you got to do a repair, maybe you can use that battery as an alternate power source to check movement and stuff. But yeah, man, that's my Infusion, my Blade Infusion 120. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it's informative to you guys. Again, don't forget this cable. You're gonna need it, promise you, if you don't already have it. And yeah, man, happy flying, you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a comment, and hope you guys are progressing as well with your adventures in the RC aviation with helicopters and planes. So, G the Mad Scientist, out. God bless.